Hi, welcome to a quick new tutorial for Paddy for voice recognition in Paddy. We're going to do this reasonably quickly. When you go to basic setup in look, you can check voice recognition down here. What you need to do, if you check it, you need to restart Paddy for everything to work correctly. And you can see our Windows 7 voice recognition box comes on here. This is in Windows 7. You can teach this thing to understand you better and so on. I'm not going to give a tutorial on that. If you do this, please look up the Windows 7 speech recognition stuff in the typical Windows tutorials. The way this works in Paddy is actually pretty straightforward and surprisingly easy. So in voice recognition, we can create some commands. And you can see I already did some. But for instance, I could create something that says grid. And then I go in Paddy, I say go to grid, and I can create something that is library. And I could go in Windows navigation, go to the library. And now I realize what I really wanted actually is develop. And then I would go in navigation, go to develop. Okay, so let's see whether these few simple things works. Paddy does after the voice recognition thing, as you just saw, needs to reload all these commands. But let's see, I'm going to switch this on, play around with the commands, and then come back and show a couple more things. Next. Previous. Grid. Develop. Previous. So, as you can see, this works pretty well. Now, these things have to be words that Windows knows. So one way to get about this is when you create the commands, you actually already use the voice recognition. This works most of the time. I haven't taught my voice recognition well, but let's try this. I'm going to try something that is temperature up, temperature plus, and temperature minus. Up and down seem to have some trouble in Windows voice recognition. So I'm going to do temperature plus, assign increasing the temperature, and temperature minus, decreasing the temperature. So let's see what happens. Obviously, I can't talk while I'm doing this because otherwise it will interpret every word I say. Temperature plus, temperature minus, so switching this off again so I can talk. So you see what I did. I did temperature plus, temperature minus, and I could actually say it together. It doesn't have to be two separate words. Now, it doesn't understand everything. I'm going to try the same thing with exposure reasonably quickly here. Exposure plus, exposure plus, so let's leave it at that. So you saw what happened there. So it does work when you practice a bit, and when you teach it a bit, and when you don't have a German accent like I still do sometimes. Okay, so let's try this out with temperature plus and temperature minus in our develop module here. Temperature plus, temperature minus, temperature minus, temperature minus, and so on. So you could see how for auto, for instance, this might actually work really well for if you do a lot of auto settings. I actually think it's going to work well when you screen. So you give grades. So as a last demo here, that's what I'm actually going to try to do. I haven't done this before. Assign voice recognition. And let's just assign, where are our ratings here? So let's just assign the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in case you work like this. 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, kill, So you saw a bit of a trouble I had there with the 5, but I typed it in and hopefully it's going to recognize it. So let's see what it does here to my practice pictures. And you saw I did reject for kill. So let's see. Kill. 5. 1. 5. 5. Kill. 1. So you saw that worked really well, although I didn't understand 5 earlier. Once I actually put in the command, it worked really well. And I think for screening, I'm actually going to use this in the future, as well as for tagging, which I need to experiment a little bit with, and how best to work this for voice tagging. Hope that's helpful. It's definitely a lot of fun to play with this, so enjoy.